Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. Right then, I've done something a little bit different today. Excuse me. It took me a while to prepare, so it's probably going to be a longish video, but I'll get into it straight away. I've seen this idea on Pinterest. It's a hot air balloon. So I've got my little basket that I've made. 3D like the balloon, which I'll go through making in a minute, and bits and bobs to decorate the card. A few paper flowers, paper leaves, sentiment there, a ribbon and a little flower. So I've got it in my head where I'm going to go so far with it, but I need to explain first how to make the basket, okay? So what you'll need to do is you'll need to get a blank piece of paper, something quite thick, so about a 300 GSM weight, so it's not flimsy. If you've only got thin paper, you need to strengthen it with something, so like build it up with 3 or 4 layers, but definitely use something with a bit more sturdy to it. So to make this little 3D box, you're going to need this shape. Okay, so if you just put, when you make it, pause it on that bit so you can zoom in, but it's 9 centimetres, 4.5 centimetres there. I didn't measure that bit, did I? So let's do that bit now. I didn't measure that bit, and then that bit is 2.5. Okay, so that's your measurements. These little concentrated lines there are the fold lines. So it's 9 centimetres, 4.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and that's what makes a box. Okay, so what you're going to do then is you're going to end up with that shape. Okay, so fold lines where I've told you there. So that's what I've done. I've done a quick one. It's not super neat, this one isn't, but you cut out that basic shape. Let's move that out of the way for a minute. And then you fold down the one lines there, and then the next one, and then everywhere I put the markage so it meets like that, and then fold it in a little bit there, and then like that. Okay, so it all unravels like that. Okay, so then when you're gluing it, you'll glue a little tiny bit on there. It will explain itself as you make it, as it's in your hands. It's not that hard, I promise you. And then a little bit of glue on that bit, and which then sticks to that bit. There's your 3D box. Okay, and then when you glue it to the page, you glue down these bits there, and then you glue it on. I've done a larger box, but I did really want a smaller box really, but I'm going to have to do with a wider box now. But this is the perfect size, the white one is, so stick with those measurements. Okay, so let's put that there. Now to the hot air balloon, you're going to need a shape. I've already handed this, so like a half a balloon, so you can imagine like a full balloon. So half a balloon, it measures from the top to the end 17 centimetres, and the little taily bit there is 1.5 centimetres. So let's go ahead and cut that out. I'm going to quickly show you how to put them all together. Okay, so you cut that part out. Now what I did is I did like pink different designs on mine, so you can stick whatever patterns you want. You could draw your own patterns, you could do it on plain coloured cards, you do what you want, but that is your general shape of your balloon. Okay, so you'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 9. 6 would do, but the more the better. So you cut that out. Now on the edges of mine I wanted like a pearl rim, so the only thing I've got is with this lace, so I used that. That what was in my stash. Okay, so let me show you. So I glued around the edge there, then I popped the material part of the lace this side. I'm just going to quickly show you this bit. Okay, and then what that does then is it flops over, then to do that side. Okay, so like I say again, use whatever pattern you want, and then any untidy ends, snip them off. But you do that all the way down to the bottom of the balloon, and that's how you edge the paper out. So you do 9 of them, or 6 or 7, how many you want to open up. It's like a book. So let's put them now a minute. So that's the simple way there. So it's just time consuming doing them all together, and then obviously picking your patterns out and stuff, and then you bulk them all together like a pack of cards, squeeze them all tight, and then what you do with the hot glue is you like book binding there, so not too much, but you're rubbing the nozzle into the corners of, well, it's not the edges of the paper, so they all meet. So you need to get them stuck, but not so you can't open them. Okay, so that's what is already pre-done there. So then when that opens up, and then you can put them where you like, it is a balloony shape. Okay, so let's get doing the card. That's how you make the basket and the balloon. Now the wires for the rope here, what I did is I've got some flower wire, just green flower wire, painted it white with my white pen, and then I've got some rat tail here. You could use plain string if you want. I attached a little bit of glue at the end, held it in place, and then wound it right the way to the end, and then glued it again. And those were the idea for my ropes. Okay, so let's put that back. So that was the idea for that. Now let's get my card out. I picked quite a plain background, and I want the card to open up this way. So instead of that way, I want it this way. Now you have to be mindful of what box you're putting this in, because obviously it's going to hang over the edge and it's going to come very 3D off the page. So I've measured all mine fit. So say you've got a box that's 1 inch deep, your balloon cannot be any larger in depth than 1 inch. Okay, so you'd have to measure it like that. So that's as it would sit in, that's the highest point of the box, isn't it? So mine's 2 inches, so I've got plenty of room. So I did all my measurements. Okay, and also do your length and your width and all that business, because the balloon, my balloon, is going to go further up the page. So right then, let's start placing the balloony on. So I want that at the bottom. Don't want it dead in the middle. I want it off centre a little bit, only a little bit. So I want it about there. So let's pop. I need another glue gun, another glue stick, sorry. Just bear with me. Normally get that ready, don't I? But that's going to run out in a minute. So what we'll do is we'll put plenty of glue this time. So I've run out of glue stick now. So give it a good line down there, because you're attaching it to your paper now. You don't want it to move. Okay, and then turn it over. hang on, I glued at the top and I didn't mean to, so I glued at the top there and I didn't want to glue to the top, so I need to glue that back together. I can always add more glue in a minute. It's always fatter at the top because of the pearls that you put on, but mine sticks over the edge a little bit more, so obviously I'm not going to take the glue to the top. Okay, so I'm going to place it there, and then just give it a firm more and down, make sure that it grabs. Wait for it to dry. You can even, to secure it, pop a little bit more down the sides of the balloon. It's a bit fiddly, hang on. Okay, so I'm just gonna, you have to hold it up until it's taken, so it's solidified a little bit. And then I need to snip my little wires because they were actually, that balloon basket ain't gonna be, it's gonna be too low, isn't it? So let's quickly get this off. I can always move it back up again, people, don't worry. I just need it a little bit more further down on the page, a little bit further up, so just bear with. You're not going to see that glue underneath, so don't panic. I'm just holding that in place there just so it doesn't give. And then when glue's solidified like that, you can always just use the end of your nozzle as well, just to loosen it up a little bit so it gives a little bit more when you push into it. So I want it there. I'm going to cover up that mess with the glue gun I've done there, so don't panic with that either. It's all about trial and error. So push it on, make sure it grabs, and again pop a little bit more glue down the sides. Again, you're not going to see all that messy glue when the balloon opens up. I just needed to shove it up a little bit more because I wanted the basket to dangle a little bit more than what it was. Just holding that in place. Okay, and now we can open it up. It is a bit stiff when you first open it up. You have to then prise them all open. And then they will hold. If then they'd been floppy like that, it's because they've just popped out of the space where you put the glue. So just pop a little bit more in and then hold it in place like so. Push it in place. If they become too loose, it's just because they've popped out from, you know, where I said you needed to do like a book binding thing, so all the little pieces stuck together. So again, let's have a look, see whether we took this side. Yeah, a little bit more there, and then hold that there. also as well, you can put a little bit more glue on there as well, just to hold them up in the air a little bit more, like so. So if one side is flopping a little bit more than it should be, just pop a little bit more glue on. But I did want it to be manoeuvrable a little bit, but I might have to stick some more glue on. Let's go down the centre there, just, and then hold that. So I want it to wobble a little bit, but then I don't want it to then go floppy when the person receives it, do you know what I mean? Okay, so I need to then do another one here. And just apply gentle pressure to push it in down on there. So, like I say, you don't see the messy glue. Okay. Right then, let's get the box. Like I say, I wanted a little bit of a smaller box, like that. Look, that is perfect, but I made it too wide. But it didn't get ruined. I just wanted it to be a little bit more. Right then, now these have got to be snipped. Unless I bend them in, because they're wire, you see, they might be able to be bent in. So let's have a look. So I want the bottom wires to hide just on the balloon there. Right, and then I'll get the next one in there. And then hold that in place. Now if I hadn't have made the mistake of putting the balloon in the wrong place at the beginning, I wouldn't have to hide that there. But I need to neaten up this edge anyway. This is why I had this little ribbon. But let's secure this first to the edge of the balloon there. So a little bit of glue there, and then pop that on, and then hold him on. Okay, the same on this side. Right then, let's see. And then I can bend them, and then what we'll do then is we'll attach that basket where I want it now. So just hold that in place. you could as well, if you've got, I wanted like quite a few layers to the balloon, but if you've got bigger gaps, you could like put little drapes across like that. But because there's a lot going on already, I just didn't want to do that move as well. So that's the basket on. We're doing good with the basket there. That's holding its weight there. So let's have a look, see. Yes, perfect. You could put little flowers in the basket if you wanted, or little chocolates, because you've got obviously the bottom on. Now it is going to look a little bit untidy on this bit. Now what you've got to do is you get your little bit of ribbon there, and then what you do is you hide that mess. It's all about hiding the mess. Right, so let me snip. Right, so I don't glue. Let's start it first. Okay, let me poke it all. And then push that down. And then what you do is you carry on up. There. Until you get to the top. And then that hides. And just snip it off. Nice and neat. And then that hides, that makes that look nice and pretty at the back if anybody looks, okay? So make sure we've got all the bits in place. So I do recommend, now I've made it, just put in a little layer in between, just so they're not going to decide to pop out, I think. And then as they dry, then it's a learning curve for me doing it too. And then as they're drying, manoeuvre them to where you want them. Okay, now we've got to stick these bottom bits of the balloon as well. So let's stick that part there and to that side, and then lift this side up, just a little bit of glue there, put that down. Right, balloony is nice and secure now, so let's hide the mess. Still look pretty. Sometimes you can actually lift it up a little bit. Right, now where's my scissors? Need some longer scissors. So get in there. There we go. I've lifted it a little bit just so I can lie that down a little bit more, like that. Okay, so now you know where you're putting it. Put your glue in, and then press it where you want it. Okay, now there's a little bit of a tear on that piece of paper there on the backing card, which is a disappointment, but I can always put a little gem there or a little flower. We will see, because we're still decorating at the minute. So let's get the paper flowers on. These are just paper flower die cuts that I've done. Painted them like a cool pink, painted them on the edges and then just done some flicks with a paintbrush. Just decorate them how you like. Put polka dots on them. You do what you want to do. So let's move the card out of the way a minute. So we're going to do shaping of the flowers now. So right then, let's get my ball tool out. I just want them lifted off the page a little bit. When you're using this, don't just press in the middle and hope for the best like that. You can press all you like. What it is, you need to work on weakening half of the petal so that bends and becomes softer. So that's why it's always best to do this sort of motion and then go into the middle, and then it holds its then curve a little bit better. So again, rather than just doing that, so it starts to go flat again because these are still strong. So again, as soon as you start to mess with paper, the fibres inside weaken a little bit, and then it keeps its form of how you want it a little bit easier. Okay. So I've done with that big one, and then I've got some little ones in the middle, like a stamen that I wanted. So again, round and then in the middle. Okay, right then, let's get the card back in. Let's put flowers down. So probably put the flowers on this side. Same rule of thumb for flowers. You don't want all the petals facing the same way. Okay, so when all that is set, we'll move the petals up and down a little bit more where I want them. Paper flowers can just look as nice as foam. Right then, now I've done a little bit of, this is just like a little bit of a die cut, and I've measured it to, I want that to go over there like that. Okay, so let's get that on. Like that. Just adds a little bit more decoration to the balloon itself. Just got a few little die cuts of little ribbons, little bows. So I was going to put them on the balloon itself. So let's get the one in the middle there. So how many have I got? 3. Yeah, I wanted 1. So we'll have, apart from one isn't in the centre how I wanted it to be. Shove that in the centre a bit more, Julie. There we go. If it don't work, shove it. That's what I say. Give it a bit of a shovage. So you could put on your balloon anything you wanted to. Is that even sticking? Didn't feel like it was sticky. Yeah, it is. No, no, it isn't. Why isn't that sticking? Is it because it's on the pearl? Give it another go. If it won't stick with hot glue, I'm going to have to use a different type of glue, but I'll do that after the video. Just put them on for now and see how they last. So we'll miss one out and then we'll go there. You'll hear Bubba snoring his head off again. And then next one. So miss one there. Okay, let's have a look, see if we're level. Yeah, levelish, that'll do. Right then, got some leaves. Always love putting my leaves on, don't I? So let's go ahead and put some leaves on. I always use paper leaves, even if I do foam flowers. I just prefer the way I can colour them being paper. Now the flower is settled, you can now push them up a little bit where you want them, look. So close them in a little bit more. A little bit more 3D. Okay. Got different shaped leaves here too. I'm getting in a knot with them now. There we go. Yeah, I seen this balloon. Somebody had done it just with 4 pieces, the one I'd seen, and I thought that'd look so much better if you put more layers in it. So that's what I liked. I did today. Didn't give any instructions on how to make it, but I figured it out. It weren't that difficult. Thought I was doing it the wrong way then. Lost my brain a little bit. Right then. Put that on there. Yes. Still nice. Put some more up here now. The leaf always looks nice in the corner, doesn't it? Right then, let's get them glue strings off while I'm seeing them. Right then, let's have a look. Got a few little spriggy black things here. So let's separate them a little bit. And let's start putting some of these in. You could make this card without flowers, you could just do it as the balloon, as the main attraction thing, which to be fair would be enough because the balloon is ace, if I say so myself. Right, where's that come from? There we go. I don't want that on there, do we? Then we'll have this last piece down there. Then I've made this little flower too, and I wanted that on the corner or on the front. Does it look nice? Yeah, it looks nice on the front. So we'll do that on the front of the Looney box. There we go. Rightio then. Let's have a look. I'm gonna definitely make a little dot of black there. You'll see how much that makes it pop. Just let me check my time on my timer. Yeah, it's going to need a cut out now, so we've got to hurry it up a bit. So now for the sentiment. So we could do that right at the top of the balloon, look. See how that looks nice? Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? Or you can put it at the bottom there. Probably put it at the bottom. It did look nice there though, didn't it? But we'll put it there because I might put some diamantes going across there. So I'll put that on there. I've picked out try new things because riding a hot air balloon is trying new things, isn't it? So yeah. Right, I have got some diamond little crystals that I'm going to do, which I'll photograph at the end, but because the time's now going on at 40 minutes, I think I've fitted as much as I can in. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have a go yourself. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everybody.